There we are. Welcome to another Adair Live. Awesome. My name is Matt Edvilson. I'm a home ownership counselor in Silverdale, Washington. I cover the Olympic Peninsula. And with me is, as always, the lovely Katie Smith. You want to introduce
As always, this is our first time. It's our first time hosting together.
You're on these quite a bit, so.
But we will, going forward.
Always
we'll be exclusive co-hosts.
Perfect.
Yes, Katie Smith. I am a homeownership counselor in Creswell, Oregon. So I am like mid-Willamette Valley and then west to Florence and down to the Bandon area.
Perfect. Well, today we got a really exciting floor plan. This is a customer that I worked with to help design their home. And it's been built and it's really beautiful. I'm really excited to share it with everybody. The floor plan that we're going to be looking at today, actually, before we dive in, do you have anything else, Katie, that you want to preface or say before we dive in?
No, I'm excited. It's a beautiful house. I'm really excited.
Awesome. Let me go ahead and start sharing my screen here. So the floor plan we're going to be looking at today is, it's called the Bragger. And this is actually a neat floor plan. This was named after a home ownership counselor of ours here at Adair, who was with the company for over 30 years. John Bragger is kind of in his honor. He recently retired, and he was a big staple, big part of the company for a long time. So this is in honor of him, but this is a really beautiful, larger, single-story, just a great functional plan, 2,800 square feet. Got several different exterior styles that you can do, you can choose with this. The one you see here, kind of on this main page, this is the Riata, or kind of our modern exterior elevation. I'll scroll down here to the floor plan. So you'll see a couple things. This is very, very similar to what the home that we're going to look at today, that design. There's a couple differences that I'll point out along the way, but at a high level, it's a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom floor plan with a den and a bonus room. It's a really beautiful open kitchen, dining, great room, common living space. Really what most people, I think, these days are looking for. Got a great size primary suite, 17 by 17, plenty of room. 5-piece bath with the separate toilet, separate tub and soaking tub and shower, and a nice big walk-in closet. Good sized bedrooms, 11 by 11, 12 by 12. And you got this beautiful bonus room, 18 by 16. Just a great functional floor plan. I think you probably agree there, Katie.
I do. Yeah. I think it's really good for even like guests or older teens, because you have really that easy ensuite setup for all of the bedrooms. So yeah, it is. It's a great floor plan.
Coming down here to the exterior. So this is what sort of our standard exterior, what we call traditions. So this would be when you see like the base price of the home listed on our website, this exterior would be included with that. Then we also have a craftsman option with lots of great exposed cedar details, steeper roof pitch, really beautiful exterior design. And then the modern with the low pitch. Just very sort of our Adair's take on a modern exterior. With that, we can go take a quick look at this customer's specific plans. Or did you have anything you want to add, Katie?
A couple notes on the website. We might as well, since we're here.
Okay.
There's been some recent changes to the website. So now you can, if you're at our site, it gives you the option of putting in your building zip code, so where you're thinking of building. And once you do that, you'll see the price for the house that you're looking at. So base price of the home, including mileage, so there's no additional cost for the home itself, are always up to date on the website. And then, of course, you can always modify and customize and do all that stuff with your homeownership counselor. But one other thing I like to always make sure and plug in these virtuals is that you're not limited to what you see on our site. So the key is that we want the home to work for you and not vice versa. So we have, of course, all of our pre-engineered plans. You can take those plans and maybe just change the flooring and the countertops and move in, or you could take those plans and add square footage and move walls and then move in. Or you can look through our previously built custom homes and find one of those that might work. Or if all else fails, we can go the full custom route. So you could just go as far as sketching up a plan that might work for you, and we can get you an estimate and you can go forth that way. So just knowing when you're looking at our website that you're not by any means limited to the floor plans that you see there.
Awesome. Those are excellent additions. I'll just mention again, since we're here on the website, you'll see a base price listed. Again, this is zip code specific. So, as you're looking where your property is or where you'd like to build, this number can change. But what's great is that when you come in to talk to us to look at pricing, we don't have to check, oh, well, how far away from our office is that? It's already, the price on the website is the base price of the home. Depending on where you're building, this price does not include sales tax. So here in Washington, we do have state sales tax. Obviously, Katie, in Oregon, it's a little different. You don't have to account for sales tax, but local sales tax is applied on the pricing. So that's what's not included in this number you see here. But that will vary by build territory. Again, since we're on the website, I want to just point out there's a couple areas where you can look at other previous photos from plans that we've built. For example, here's a video of this walkthrough we're about to look through today, so you can always come back and access it directly here on the website. We also have some planning tools for exterior and interior design. Just lots of great tools for you to come in, start building, start working on ideas, start planning out your dream home. So definitely come by the website and check it out.
Mm-hmm.
I'll scroll back up to the top here, and then we can go ahead and jump right over to the plans, these actual customer plans, and we can talk about some of the modifications and things that they did to suit their needs. So you'll notice a few different things. Right off the bat, one is this nice huge game room right over here. So the standard Bragger plan has a storage closet, has a pantry. They opted to remove those and really just create one single large bonus game room space. They have some really great arcade games, and it's just a fun game play space for their family. That was kind of the big structural modification that was made on this plan particularly. Other than that, we have this what we call kind of a reverse vault. So instead of running side to side, this vault runs front to back, which creates, and you'll see in the video, a really beautiful vaulted patio cover that they added at the back. It's such a beautiful living space. There's some other big, sort of bigger upgrades that they did with the windows and things. We'll talk about that as we watch the video. This is, I'm super excited to walk through this. Anything else sticking out at you, Katie, that you wanted to mention?
No, I love that. I love the changes they made to the windows too, which of course we'll see, but I like just that they have the option. I saw that they did some awning windows and then single hungs. And of course we have transoms and casement and sliders and just little things like that. I like to point out because there's so many ways to customize. So I like how they just incorporated their little tastes.
Yeah, this customer, they really had some specific ideas about what they liked. They work, professionally in the sort of design space, and they were very specific and particular. And I love that we're able to provide that. We're not, when it comes to custom homes, we're not kind of that super niche one-off ultra high-end luxury builder, but we do have lots of flexibility. You can design it to fit your needs. I like to say, we're kind of like the Chipotle custom home builders. You get lots of customization. You get great value for your money. You're not paying, super high-end steakhouse prices, but we're also not fast food, right? We're really positioned in that middle as a really great value proposition. So that's what Adair excels at, and that's what these customers took advantage of.
That's a great analogy. Love it.
In building this. Thanks. I appreciate that. Awesome. So I'm going to jump over to the video of the walkthrough. So it's about 4 minutes. It's a little slow, but I kind of want to let it play and let everybody just kind of soak it in as we walk through. So I'm going to keep my comments to a minimum, and then we'll do a second watch through, and I'll be pausing it, talking about each room and what we've done. Does that sound okay, Katie?
Absolutely. And just a reminder for anyone who's watching, feel free to use that chat box and send us any questions. And on the second go through, we'll make sure to kind of answer your questions as they're relevant to what we're seeing.
Awesome. All right, I'm going to let it play and I'm going to stop talking.
I do love the colors.
It has a beautiful color scheme.
You said that was cedar siding they did, the little accent sidings?
Yeah, so they did a combination of the standard hardy siding, and then they picked some accent areas for to do actual cedar stained siding.
I like it.
They were also very specific about where they wanted window grids, and we were able to really dial that in for exactly what they wanted.
That I wish I could have been there for the design meeting to hear the reasoning. I love it. I was noticing that on the first walkthrough of this.
Yeah.
And this was an older spec, right? So that was before these doors were standard doors.
Yeah, I was going to say there's a number of things here that are no longer, that were upgrades that are actually standard now. So there's some really fun things we get to talk about as we're going in a little more detail here in a minute.
Love it. Love it. And I do love, I can't help but say this every time, I love that we kind of continue to evolve to incorporate those things that are popular or you know, like if 90% of our homeowners are making the same change on every single build, then we just are like, okay, let's incorporate that into the base price and not make it an upgrade. And I really like that about Adair.
Yeah, we definitely continue to evolve our base spec as trends change, as demand changes.
Yes. And the black windows. This must have been kind of like on the forefront of when we really got hot and heavy into the black windows.
So yeah, these windows are actually pretty special. They're quite a ways outside of what we typically do.
Okay.
These are actually a fiberglass window. From Marvin Essentials. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So it was a pretty significant upgrade, but they were, it was really critical to their design, and they really wanted to do that. And the look speaks for itself.
Yeah, absolutely. I did a couple of Marvin houses early on, and if I remember right, the reasoning was kind of that we weren't sure. We didn't have really the time under our belts with the Milgard product, and so we didn't know yet how it would go warranty-wise. We wanted to use something that was kind of tried and true, and that's another thing that I like.
Yeah.
But now we feel good about Milgard, so of course Milgard's an option to us too, as far as black goes.
Absolutely. Yeah, that was when we were using a different window manufacturer than we do now.
Yeah.
And we had some concerns about potential longevity and just the finish, the black vinyl finish. So we kind of shied away from that. If you wanted black windows previously, but now with Milgard, we're super confident in that finish, and we're able to do actual black vinyl windows. So you don't have to make that full jump to fiberglass anymore, which is really nice.
But you can if you want.
Can if you want to.
Yeah.
Vinyl's a little more budget friendly, but the fiberglass sure are nice windows.
Mm-hmm. I like how they just have the little touches of black throughout the house, kind of tie it all together.
Yeah, like the black door hardware, some really great options. There's that vaulted patio cover.
Did we paint this house? Was this yeah?
Yep.
Very nice. And the tongue and groove under the porch and patio covers, love that. And the stained grade lookout beam. Feel like these guys had a eye for details.
Absolutely, they did. Yeah. Awesome. Well, we got one walkthrough. Let's talk a little bit about what we see right away here on the exterior. So our standard Adair base specification Does include paint interior and exterior, which is awesome. So you don't have to go find a painter. You know, you don't have to arrange that. We take care of all that for you, and it's included in the price. So um, these particular customers, they decided to do a custom exterior scheme. So with our standards, we have 30 different exterior paint schemes that are pre-designed that you can choose from. No additional cost for any of them. So 30 different options, which is awesome. Again, as you can see, they had some very specific design details and colors in mind. So we were able to do a custom scheme. So it's all Sherwin-Williams paint and stain that we used on the exterior, but they wanted to hand pick each color, where it went, and everything. So that's, again, just another example of that wide range of, hey, we have pre-designed stuff. You can do it for no additional cost. It looks great. But if you really have that itch for design, that eye, like these folks have, you can really get into it. I love that shade of blue, by the way. I'm a sucker for blue no matter what, but this is just a beautiful blue.
Agreed. Yep. Yep.
And this siding here, they actually chose, this is what I was talking about with the cedar siding. So this is actual cedar bevel siding, cedar lap siding that was stained with the stain color of their choice. This is our standard roof, standard shingle color. They didn't change anything about that. This is our standard black roof shingles. But they, again, had some specific ideas about blocking these colors and matching, of course, the stain. This was an upgrade here of this front patio cover with the 6x6 timber, exposed timber frame patio cover, and then, of course, the stain to match it.
So they kind of did some Traditions elevation, some Craftsman elevation, created a new elevation.
And even some farmhouse. I mean, they opted for more of the board and bat, which is more typical of our farmhouse exterior. But then these exposed wood, you know, with the black Simpson hardware, that's very Craftsman, kind of what we do. So it really is a mashup of their own creation, which is so cool to see.
And I don't know, I think you probably had said it, but so aside from where they did the cedar siding, standard would be James Hardie, whether it's batten board or lap or like the big concrete slab looking or style that we do on our Riata series. It's all James Hardie.
Exactly. It's all Hardie siding. So you can see right here, this is the lap siding. This is pretty typical of what you would see on our Traditions exterior elevation. And pretty much all of our exteriors along the sides and the back side is going to be all Hardie lap siding like this, with the different exterior styles, like you mentioned. So with the farmhouse, with the Craftsman, mostly it's the front facade that changes, with a couple exceptions. But so this is a mix of the board and bat from our farmhouse, the lap siding from our Traditions, and the mix and match of the two. This front door actually is really special. Full side lights on both sides with the obscured sort of, it's not stained glass because it's not colored, but it's that design glass detail. You know, definitely one of the bigger upgrades for the exterior, but man, I think that looks, I mean, it's such a grand look that goes with that really bespoke exterior style, which it just really ties it all together. I love that.
Very pretty. Yeah, I do like to say too, with everything you just mentioned, so aside from their Marvin window upgrade, our standard windows are Milgard. So we've got James Hardie siding, a 30-year asphalt shingle on the roof, the lifetime Milgard windows. So base house is a high end. I mean, a lot of times people come in and they're like, all right, here's your base price, but what do I have to upgrade to make it a nice house? And it is a nice house. It's a high end materials, reputable materials. So at a base level, it's a nice house.
Yeah, in terms of the exterior materials, you know, kind of the one type of exterior siding that's not standard would be the cedar. That would be something that is always an upgrade. But between the lap siding, the board and bat, you know, up in the gables, all of that is it's all standard material. So you don't have to really splash out to get really, really quality stuff, which I love.
I do too.
So beautiful front door with this dental rail detail, upgraded hardware on the front door. So coming in the front entryway here, we can touch on this right now, and you had alluded to it earlier, Katie, but This craftsman style trim, when this house was designed and built, this craftsman style trim was an upgrade. And this 2-panel square top door, this was also an upgrade. What's awesome is that now those are standard features. So all of our homes, base price, you have this 2-panel door, and this craftsman style trim is an option that's standard now. This is upgraded door hardware, so they went with a black lever and black hinge hardware, obviously to match the kind of that black accent aesthetic that they were going for. This is a Shaw luxury vinyl plank that they did mostly throughout the house, with a couple exceptions. This is kind of a mid-range. This would be kind of the second price group up in that upgrade option. So really beautiful wood look. I mean, from the pictures, obviously, you could probably tell someone it's wood, and you could tell me it's wood, and I wouldn't know the difference.
Yeah, it is pretty. I like the variants.
Yeah, a lot of great variation in the color, which is really great. Right off the bat in their den, so this is going to be used as an office space. I'll point out a couple things on the windows here. So these are Marvin Essentials fiberglass windows. They added quite a few windows, so it was a pretty substantial upgrade package for this particular house. One thing to note about our standard interior window treatment, so our standard specification does not include any interior window trim. So it would just be drywall wrapped on 4 sides standard. In this house, they opted for the sill and apron package. So you'll see this window sill with this piece of trim here. That's called the apron. That's on all of the windows. And then we have one more option above that, which is full wrap. So trim all the way around, all the way wrapped inside the window, and then also the sill and apron. So there's no trim, sill and apron, and full wrap as your options.
And did they do 9-foot plate?
Yes, this is a 9-foot ceiling height throughout.
Okay.
I love the French door here that they did, the double door.
I do too.
This sort of desk light, this optional light here, you can put lighting basically anywhere you want. So, when you have some really specific ideas in mind for this room's going to be for this specific purpose, you can really dig down and customize to make it fit that design. Let's see, do we have a better shot here? Let me back up here real quick and pause it. So they opted to do tile flooring in all the bathrooms. This is a wood look, sort of narrower plank or narrower size tile. Kind of a cool look. We don't see it all that often, but I really liked that. They did an upgrade to our modern style plumbing fixtures as well. So this is all Moen. Our standards are a satin nickel finish, also Moen plumbing fixtures, but these are an upgraded style, modern style with the black finish. These are our standard cabinets that you'll find, which is awesome. This is a wood stained, I forget the color. I think they did tobacco on this house.
That was going to be my guess.
Yeah, it looks like the tobacco stain. So they kept a lot of standard things in this house, which is a great way to show off kind of, some of them are old standards, which I'll point out here in a second, but this is a good example of really targeting your budget, targeting your upgrade choices where it's most important to you. These customers had some ideas down the road for some different kind of countertops, some butcher block or things they wanted to do. So what they opted to do was just keep our standards, and they'll switch them out down the road. So at the time this was a laminate countertop, which was standard. Now we do quartz standard, but this backsplash that you see at the time was our standard subway tile backsplash. Lots of standard and lots of upgrade mixed in. Standard toilet, standard fiberglass tub shower combo.
And if they didn't want a tub shower mat, what could they have done here?
Yeah, if you don't want to do the tub shower combo, you can either do a fiberglass. There's kind of 4 different options. You can do a fiberglass walk-in shower with a glass door. You can do a tub only with tile walls. You can do tile walls with a fiberglass shower pan, or you can do a full tile wall and mud set tile floor. So, and those kind of step up in price accordingly as you go through those options. So everything from what you see here all the way to a full tile setup, everything in between. And you'll see that in the primary bathroom where they did a full tile shower. We can show off both.
Very nice.
Standard mirror, standard toilet setup. Again, bedroom here. They didn't really change much in the bedrooms, just the kind of these window grids. I think they changed the layout of the windows a little bit. We follow, a standard number of outlets in each room is going to follow the building code. So every 6 feet you'll get an outlet. Of course, you have plenty of options to add more if you like. There's a good shot of that Craftsman trim and 2-panel doors that are standard now. Coming out into the great room here, this is their main space. This is where they're going to spend probably the majority of their time, and they really focused on making this space as sort of grand but inviting as possible.
Mm-hmm.
This is the reverse vault that we talked about, so it runs front to back through the living space with these trapezoid transom windows above. So much great natural light coming in.
Love that.
Really great space.
I love when people do that reverse vault. And I like how they did their window configuration. I wanted to throw out, we've had people, if you're someone who wanted the doors to be at the primary, or sorry, at the great room, we could do like a 12-foot slider or like a 3-panel stacking, or even French doors in the center and windows on the side. So many ways to just make that wall maximum glass.
That's a great point, Katie. And if you go back and look through some other pictures of other floor plans and other homes that we've completed, you'll see, a dozen different configurations of this vault with, I thought this one was interesting. Typically you will see kind of doors here,
Mm-hmm.
but this gives you so much great view with the windows that open, and then the exit out to the patio is actually on the side.
Mm-hmm.
So this is just a really, another configuration that you can do. We do see a lot of, sliders in the middle, maybe a 12-foot slider, like you said, maybe French doors with flanking windows. So many different configurations and options, and we can do that to suit however you like it.
Yes.
There's that beautiful LVP again throughout. These are the standard door style. So shaker door style is the standard for all of our cabinets. This is where we can get into the weeds a little bit with cabinets and design. We have so much customization that's available on the cabinet side of things. We don't do any off-the-shelf cabinets or anything like that. They're all built to size, built specifically for the application, and built specifically to fit the home.
Mm-hmm.
These are a painted cabinet, so this would be an upgrade for our cabinets, which is a painted finish. But you'll see they did a lot of stain cabinets throughout. In the kitchen, they wanted to do white painted. We can mix and match. You'll see two-tone kitchens. You'll see all kinds of cool stuff that we can do. Do you want to talk a little bit about the appliances, Katie, and what's standard and what you see here?
I will talk all day about the kitchen. So yeah, just let me go.
Take it away.
So standard base house comes with some appliances. It comes with Whirlpool brand, stainless steel, 30-inch electric range, microwave hood, and dishwasher. These guys did what we call our gourmet kitchen upgrade. So they did a 36-inch cooktop, and then a built-in oven, built-in microwave, and an under cabinet vent hood rather than a microwave vent. We've got a couple of appliance upgrades, and then you can mix and match between our appliance upgrades, or you could go as far as just deleting our package, telling us what you intend to provide, and we'll just build accordingly. I love what they did. I think it's super clean, and it looks great. And I really, really love pot fillers, so that made me excited to see. But I do like to point out, and they took advantage of some of the cabinet modifications, but all cabinets, like Matt said, are made to order. So your HOC, when they do the design appointment with you, they're going to kind of have you think about how you intend to use the kitchen and plan accordingly. So if you're someone who wants trash pullouts or open shelving, or maybe all drawers rather than cabinets at the bottom, or these guys did the glass front cabinets, or you want your cabinets to go to the ceiling, for example. So all kitchens are designed and made to fit how you live and how you use them, which I love.
Absolutely. And, as with Chipotle, guacamole might be extra, but it also doesn't break the bank, right? I mean, a lot of these modifications, they're not, we don't charge more just because it's custom cabinetry, right? I think you can do a lot of these modifications for a good value.
Mm-hmm. Really like that you keep bringing it back to Chipotle. It's kind of making me hungry.
Can
but
you tell I haven't had lunch yet?
Yeah.
So they did choose an upgraded lighting package for this house. This is what we call our contemporary light style. So we do them as a whole house upgrade. So all of their vanity lights, all of their chandelier like this, for example, any of those types of light fixtures are going to be this style when you select the package. That's a great shot of these window grids. They did top and bottom here in this section, and then down back around to the slider here.
Yeah, which is a foot taller with their 9-foot plate height. So it's still a 6-foot wide door, but it's an 8-foot tall door.
Absolutely. Yeah. So the 9-foot ceiling, it's such a great option because it gives you more windows, it gives you more cabinets, it just makes everything feel so much bigger. That's one of my favorite things. If I was to design my own house, that's definitely a structural upgrade I think I'd prioritize personally. One more thing I'll point out real quick. In all of our kitchens, this type of, we no longer do actual can lighting due to energy code requirements, but these are a flush mount LED can simulator or can style light that we do. They're standard in the kitchen. They used to be an upgrade to add them to the great room, but with our new spec that we have, this style lighting, the can style lighting, is standard now across all of our plans in the great room, so you don't have to add it. That just comes standard on the plans.
Okay, Matt, I need you to tell me what they did with their cooktop. Where is their cooktop? What are they planning for their?
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah. I'm thinking here.
Is it coming after the fact?
Yeah, they did. They did do their own. Sorry, I'm thinking back here real quick. They did do their own. They have their own cooktop that they were installing.
Okay.
Yep, and that would get cut into the top, and it'd be a drop-in cooktop. Thanks for pointing that out. I completely forgot that they were bringing their own cooktop on this one.
I didn't even notice. I was like, "What? That pot filler's going to nowhere. We've got it." Yeah.
Again, a good example that so they did the majority of our gourmet, but they left the cooktop out. So
okay.
Good catch there. And again, they opted to just do the laminate countertops for now. They're going to do a butcher block or maybe a quartz or granite in the future. But with a lot of the other upgrades, they were looking for some places to save some money, and they thought, hey, we'll do the countertops later, and that's always an option with us. Is go with the standards to start, and then especially if it's a home that you plan on being in for a long time. This is definitely for these folks. This is definitely a plan to be a forever home for them, and they plan to do some upgrades over time. It's a great shot of one of the cabinet options that we have here. We can do open front cabinets or glass ready cabinets. We don't supply the actual glass itself, but you can work with a local glass company to size and make the glass inserts. But they're already set up for that, so they can just get the glass inserts, pop them in, and they have some beautiful display cabinets here with their little sort of coffee bar accessory area here.
I see they also deleted their backsplash.
Yeah, they're going to do their own backsplash at a later time. So they did a standard backsplash delete in the kitchen.
Okay, very nice. Which, of course, now standard would be quartz or subway tile. There's some options, or you could still absolutely delete it and do your own thing there.
Yeah, you absolutely could. We haven't really touched on the current standard countertops. This is a good time to do that. We do all quartz. I think I mentioned it, but we do all quartz countertops standard throughout the house. So not just the kitchen, but throughout all the bathrooms, everything. It's a 2-centimeter quartz. It's a white or a gray quartz you could pick. That's now standard in the base price. So unless you're looking for either a thicker slab or a more specific design, you can get some great value out of our standard countertops. I'm doing a lot less countertop upgrades now, Katie. I don't know about you, but
absolutely, yep. And then of course, with that countertop comes undermount sinks. So kitchen and bathrooms all undermount sinks now.
Exactly. And this is actually an upgraded sink selection that they did for the top mount because they were gonna they wanted something they could actually carry over into their new countertops.
Smart.
So they can keep this top mount, whether they do butcher block or whatever they end up doing, you can reuse that sink. Let's see, any other cabinet details? I think there were a couple accessory pullouts that they did. I think this is one right here. This might be like a cookie sheet. I can't remember off the top of my head, but you can do cookie sheet pullout, a spice rack pullout. You can do organizers, all kinds of great options. I've even done, you know, the stand mixer lift,
Oh yeah,
spring loaded one that brings it out for you and has a
very
workspace.
nice.
So this was the matching KitchenAid fridge that they chose. I think you mentioned it, Katie, but just to reiterate, you do bring your own refrigerator. With all of our packages, we don't supply refrigerators, but they did a matching 4-panel French door KitchenAid to go with their gourmet kitchen.
It's a really big room.
Yeah, it's a really great size great room. What's 19 by almost 20 in the great room. There used to be in the standard plan, there used to be, actually, I think it was maybe before the Bragger was revised, but there used to be a wall here that separated and created a hallway that led to the primary suite. But they opted to just delete that and create an totally open space. The Bragger is that way standard now after we revised that. So, a couple additions here. They did. They added these little 2x2 fixed windows with the matching grids. Looks great. It's a great size primary suite too, 17 by 17. You can see the sill and apron trim detail there. They added these recessed style can lights in the great room, or sorry, in the primary bedroom here. That was an addition. And then we'll get a great look here of the primary bathroom.
Oh, I really like the windows in the closet.
Yeah, we'll get there in just a second, but that's a great touch that they added. Once again, another good look. Kind of this is with that lighting package, what those vanity lights will look like. You do get sort of these, sort of the small accessories, so a towel, hand towel holder, a wall towel rack you'll see in the mirror here behind you. Those kinds of little bath accessories are included and matched to whatever your plumbing fixtures are. You can see the beautiful stained cabinets. Boy, wood stained cabinets have made such a comeback. When I first started here, it was white everything everywhere all the time.
Yeah.
I show people our standard cabinets. Maybe you've seen the same, but I show people our standard, and they go, "Oh no, I just want the standard. I want the standard wood stained cabinets." It's such a cool look.
Yes.
And of course, a great shot of the full tile shower. So this is tile walls with the mud set tile floor. This has a curb. We can do a curbless design for like a roll-in shower if it needs to be wheelchair accessible, or if you just like that style, we can do a flat, smooth transition from tile floor to tile shower. With our tile shower option, you do get 12 by 12 soap niche standard. You could add a second if you wanted to, but that you do get one of those as standard.
Tile showers are one of those areas where in a design appointment, we'll spend a lot of time talking about intended use and what you want out of it, because there are, amazingly enough, so many ways to build a tile shower. Like you could do a splash wall and eliminate the need for a door. You could take that whole tub space and just make a massive shower, waterfall shower head, super long niches, benches. Tile showers are a lot of fun. I love theirs, so I like how it's just so kind of like neutral and it matches the floor so well. And yeah, very pretty. They did a great job.
This is a great example of a bit more of, I guess I would call a standard tile shower. So this is kind of a direct replacement for what normally comes here, which is a walk-in fiberglass insert. So they didn't change the size or the layout really or anything like that. They just upgraded it to tile walls and a tile floor. But I've done some where the whole size changed. They combined the soaker tub and the tile and the shower space to create a big, tile shower cave. I mean, the options are almost endless. So
yeah,
very cool stuff. And this is a really kind of interesting touch that they added with the couple windows in the walk-in closet with this little bump out space. Just adds so much great detail from the front, but so much great natural light coming in from the outside too.
Agreed. Yeah. Really pretty.
Electrical and lighting options as well. You don't necessarily see them here, but if you want to add dimmer switches, if you want to add three-way switches, all that kind of stuff is definitely doable. Another great shot of that front door. You know, I haven't done a lot of these, but this is such a cool. I love this design and pattern in the glass. It's just such a great touch.
Yeah, agreed. In the transom above.
Yep, that's part of the 9-foot plate height package. Is anytime you do the 9-foot plate, you get this transom window added above it. So the front door height doesn't change, but you actually get more light that way, which is really cool.
I really like it.
Really great shot of the kitchen there. I'll point this out too. So they had us do the rough-in electrical for pendant lighting. They had some specific pendants in mind that we don't provide. So they opted to just have us do this rough-in electrical. So they're going to go in and install their own pendant lights after the fact. But that's a great option if you have something specific like pendant lighting or a specific design idea in mind that we maybe can't source for you. We can do the rough-in electrical for that, and then you can have them installed later.
Gives you something to shop for too while you're building.
Totally. You know, this kind of goes. Sorry, not to bring up Chipotle again, but you know, like I said, we don't necessarily have an endless catalog of, say, lighting options or plumbing options. So a lot of people, will opt for either rough-ins or standard options, and then swap them out later, like I mentioned. You mentioned, Katie, these awning windows. So this was one that they added. Gives them the opportunity to open it, but it gives them this, I don't know, that high privacy and just letting in some more light.
Yeah.
This room right here is so cool. They painted black. I double checked with them. I was like, "Are you sure you want to paint the whole black?" But the lighting that they added, again, this is a game room. You can see the floor outlets that they added.
Oh yeah.
For either for like video games, arcade games, pinball, whatever they got in store. This is their entertainment space. This is their game room space, and it's really fun to see it come together.
Mm-hmm. One thing we didn't talk about, those vents on the ceiling, which of course standard, which base house includes heating and air conditioning.
Absolutely, all of our base houses, built into that price in that base spec is going to be an electric heat pump HVAC system. So you get central ducted heat and air conditioning standard across all of our floor plans. You might not have seen it there, but they added a bunch of outlets in there in that game room, which makes sense. Really beautiful utility room here. So they actually opted, this was before we updated our spec, but this is actually sheet vinyl flooring with this kind of cool tile pattern. So again, they were just, hey, it's a laundry room, keep it standard, let's keep it simple. Yeah. Now we do a luxury vinyl tile, which is even a nicer step up. A lot of people just keep that standard in the laundry room, and that's a great option.
Mm-hmm.
These are additional cabinets that they decided to add, so above the washer dryer, and then they also added this utility sink countertop area in the utility room as well. So this is all a really easy option for us. We can just click a button and add in what we call our enhanced utility room package. So you get the cabinets with the countertop, you get the cabinets above the washer dryer, and then you get the drop-in top mount utility sink as well.
So much storage.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm just like thinking of all the ways I could use this in my house.
Yeah, exactly.
all the things I could hide that right now I can't quite hide right now.
Mm-hmm.
Laundry room goals for sure.
I love that floor too. I was sad when we got rid of it. I love the luxury vinyl. I'm not gonna lie, but I did love that floor.
It was nice. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention, and actually go back to the utility room here. You'll notice there's no pulls on any of these cabinets.
Yes.
So our standard cabinets would come with a satin nickel knob on all the drawers and all of the doors. Again, they had some specific ideas in mind. They wanted to add their own hardware later. So we're able to leave it just undrilled, and they're going to drill them and add their own hardware at a later date.
Very nice.
We do also have some upgrade options for cabinet hardware. If you don't want to do your own later, we have some great pull options for drawers, for doors, for all that kind of stuff. Nothing too specific to note. Again, the bedrooms are pretty standard with a little bit of window configuration change. And then we get one of my favorite parts.
Yes.
So you can see they carried that design theme actually all the way around, because this is really going to be their outdoor entertaining space. This is a vaulted patio cover. They added this board and bat gable end with the stained corbel up there at the top, which again, just really subtle features, really subtle touches, but adds so much character and individuality to this. And this is kind of a hybrid style patio cover. It's kind of craftsman, kind of farmhouse with that board and bat. So they did the exposed 6x6 beams. One of the things that we looked at early on was doing a full 8x8, resawn timber frame, with the full pitch on the roof. But price wise, it just frankly was kind of insane for what they're wanting to do. So we were able to take that idea, simplify the design a little bit, and really capture the essence of what they wanted to do at about a third of the price. So that's one of the cool things about coming in to meet with your home ownership counselor is we've got a lot of experience in attacking things from different angles. So we can oftentimes help you figure out, hey, what do you want to do? What's your goal? And then we can come up with some different ways to achieve that, no matter what your budget is.
Love that. I see they did kind of the gravel, the compacted gravel for their egress out that slider too, which of course now we can do decking or concrete or anything back there.
Yep, they're going to do their own. I think they might be doing either pavers or
nice.
some kind of larger backyard treatment at some point. But for now, they just opted to keep it kind of gravel, and then they're gonna sort that out at a later date.
Very nice.
And just note, depending on the jurisdiction, egress requirements may change depending on where you are. So, for this, they were able to just build a small wooden step like that built up on the gravel base, and that meets code requirements to get their certificate of occupancy. But it just depends on the area that you're in. They did also, I'll point out, they stained all of this to match that color on the front of the house as well, really tying it all together. A lot of times this tongue and groove will just be sort of a clear finish or a much lighter finish, but they obviously changed that up.
I like it.
Really awesome space. I mean, it's going to be a great outdoor hangout. Here in the Northwest, you got to have something covered.
Absolutely. Yep. Very nice. Very beautiful.
Any other final comments on the house, Katie, or
nothing from me. Nope.
And I don't think we have any questions here to answer. We did have a hello from Spain. Appreciate that. Davis, thanks for chiming in here. Love seeing that from around the world. All right, last thing I want to just dive into really quick is, okay, so we've seen, some of the things that are possible with Adair. We've seen this beautiful home. You're wanting to build your own. How do we get started? Well, we've got a really simple process that has been time tested, refined over many years of being in business. Adair Homes has been in business since 1969. We've done this a couple times. So we've got a really great process that's really straightforward to follow. Always start off with the financing. So this gives me a great opportunity to talk about some of our financing promotions that we're running currently. We have some amazing rate buy down options available for conventional construction loans, all the way down as low as 4.875%. For VA and FHA loans, we can get that down to 3.875%, which is
crazy.
Bananas. I can't even believe that I can say that on live on the air, so to speak. That's a 30-year fixed rate option, which is really tremendous. And then we also have a new stay in your home loan option. So if you have a current home that you're living in that you want to sell and leverage that equity into a new build with Adair, we have an option where you can actually stay in your home while your new home's being built, fully finance that project, and then sell your existing home once you're moved into your new home. And even that's at a promotional interest rate, and Adair pays your closing costs and the interest payments during construction. Lots of words there, lots of great options, but go check out Adair Financial adairhomes.com or adairhomes.com/promo, and you can get a lot more information, or get in touch with your local office, Adair office, and your homeownership counselor would be more than happy to walk you through what those options look like.
Absolutely. I do like to add too that Adair Financial does a soft credit pull application. So if you're someone who's just kind of tentatively like, I don't know, is this going to work for me? Like, not ready to fully commit, but maybe you want to learn your budget. It's kind of a no harm, no foul. This is a great starting point. Find out the sweet spot, find out your budget, find out where you're going to be for monthly payments, and then kind of plan accordingly. So it's a great starting point.
Excellent point, Katie. And I always tell, when I'm meeting with someone for the first time, I always tell them, you don't build a custom dream home all at once. You do it one step at a time. And a lot of people that I talk to come in and they have kind of an idea what their budget is, but they're not totally sure. They haven't actually seen any numbers on paper yet. They haven't talked to a loan officer to see what that payment looks like, to see what those closing costs look like, to see what total project costs look like. So before we ever get too far into the weeds on design and things like that, it's like, hey, let's get some numbers on paper and just see where we're starting from. And then we can work backwards and find the land that'll work, figure out the site costs that it's going to take, and then, design the home to fit your budget and your needs. So getting that financing application in, excellent point, Katie. There's no hard credit pull, doesn't affect your score, doesn't show up on your credit report. Let's just get some numbers on paper and start working the problem, right? Like that's the first step, and the best first step to take. Second thing, if you don't already own land, is to find and secure land. Every Adair office has realtors that they partner with to help you find that perfect piece of land. This is one of the harder parts of the process. It can be hard, when you really have some specific ideas in mind, but many of our customers have started this process without land and have ended the process with a beautiful custom home on their land. So don't let that deter you. We'll help you figure it out, and we'll help you find the right piece of property. The third step is going to be the property evaluation. So once you got your financing preliminarily in place and you've got your property identified, you either own the property or under contract on the property, Adair Homes will come out and we'll do a free property evaluation. This is where we start diving in and getting all of those questions answered. Hey, will this floor plan fit? Hey, will this even work for my budget? What about these wetlands over here? All of those sorts of things. We'll help you get started on all of that, and then we'll help get all those questions answered. You want to talk a little bit more about that property evaluation, Katie? I know you've got a lot of experience in that.
I do. And I think the company is moving towards overwhelmingly what we call site services, meaning we take on your build beginning to end. So, and Matt, you're still just kind of getting warmed up and ready for site services, right?
Correct. Yep.
But you still are essentially doing all of the site services tasks, just not calling it site services yet. So this is still going to be relative, what I'm going to say. But the key to this, so a lot of times people are like, I've never built on property before. This is daunting. I don't know what I'm looking at. So just making sure that an offer is made with a due diligence period or a refundable earnest money period. And then we're going to be the experts. We want to get out there and we want to research it and we want to make sure it's going to work for you. And then we want to determine what needs to be done to that property in order for your home to be built, and then get you numbers for that work. And this is all going to be done while you're in that due diligence period. So you can move forward confidently. I know what it's going to cost me to develop this property. I know what's required of me. I feel good about moving forward with this offer. Or, hey, maybe, we need to regroup on the floor plan or plans in general, or maybe we even want to look for a different property. So we want you to be able to rely on us to help you through that part, assuming that you haven't done it before and we've been doing it for 55 years.
I would say the overwhelming majority of folks that build homes with us have never done it before. First-time homeowners. And having someone like Adair Homes who has that experience, has seen so many different situations, there's a lot of value in that expertise. So awesome. Thank you, Katie. So the fourth step would be design and feasibility. So this is where we actually get to dive in and design your dream home, right? Pick a floor plan, draw your own custom floor plan, look at other custom floor plans we built previously and pick one of the world, almost the world is your oyster. We have some limitations on certain things, but really you can get so custom with these, and it's so fun to dive in that's the great part about building a custom home is how do I make it fit my life, my family, my needs, my future. So that's what we're here to do, is help you do that, but also stay in budget. Also, make sure that it's feasible for the property and for you. So that's the fun part. We'll go through all those details. We'll sit down. We'll get our red pencils out. We'll start marking up plans and making it tailored to fit exactly what you need.
I feel like you had a lot of opportunities for another Chipotle reference in there, but that's okay.
I figured 2 or 3 is I gotta dial it back.
You're
Maybe
maxed
I'll
out.
switch. Maybe I'll start talking about. Maybe I'll find a different restaurant. Once we have all the puzzle pieces together, right? So, I guess just to back up one step, I always like to just kind of point out there's 3 big cost categories, 3 main cost categories when you're looking at a project like this. It's the cost of the land itself. There's a cost of land improvements, or site development as we call it, and then the cost of the house itself. So once we've assembled all of those pieces, we have a grand total here on one side. We've got your lending or your budget, whether it's cash, whether it's financing, all set up. We can see that the numbers work out, the design works for you, the property works for you. Now you're ready to order your home, which is awesome. So you're going to put down your deposit. It's a $7,000 deposit. If you're in Arizona, it's a little bit more than that. I think it's $9,000 deposit now. But here at least in Washington, Katie, is that the same for you? 7,000?
Same for me. Yep.
Great. What's great is that whole deposit does get applied to your contract total. So, it'll actually bring down what the remaining balance is on the contract. But that's our deposit to get engineering started and get you off to the races for drafting. And with that, you're on your way. And once we get permits approved and site development completed, we start foundation. I'll just speak for myself personally here. Out here on the Olympic Peninsula, a typical total project time from when you sign contracts with Adair Homes till you get to move in is going to be somewhere around 14 months. That takes into account permit times and everything like that, so a little over a year. Jurisdiction times for permits can vary pretty wildly. Could be more, could be less. Katie, what's your experience in Crestwell currently?
Oh gosh, so I have jurisdictions that take 2 weeks, and I have jurisdictions that take 3 months. So
Okay.
Huge variance here, but yeah, I would say average timeline from contracts to move in over the last fiscal year is probably a year. So It's not a bad turnaround from start to finish.
Not too bad when you factor in site development, permits, drafting, all the things that go into it.
Yeah.
Our actual physical build times, those cycle times have been coming down in sort of the post-COVID era, which has been great. We've been getting faster and faster at building high quality homes. So really, really excited about everything that we've got going on. Love being able to show everybody this very cool Bragger floor plan that,
Yes.
lots of beautiful custom touches, lots of great standard features to show off. I think it's a great representation of what Adair can do for you.
I agree. Thank you for letting me join.
Absolutely. You've been an excellent co-host. Let's go grab Chipotle sometime.
I know, that's where I'm headed right after this.
I don't see any other questions. So with that, I think we'll go ahead and we'll sign off. Thanks everybody for watching.